the new, I'm not very good at that game, so I'll just jump further. I've been trying out the new Neo or Nio. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Uh,
Do you guys know it?
I think the internet told me it was Neo, and
yeah,
Okay.
I mean in
Neo.
English that's how I would read it, but you know Japanese. So unless someone wants to come out with some Japanese pronunciation here, we're kind of
Yeah.
fresh out of luck.
Well, I've
I
been
think it's
trying that
Neo.
out because it should be kind of like Bloodborne. It just feels like the controls are different, but the gameplay is different. It's definitely like Bloodborne. Just more, I would say, more complex. You have to look into a lot with the stats and everything. You have to look into what you're carrying because of course, heavy armor will slow you down, and some weapons can be used as melee weapons, others are long range, and then you can switch around during the gameplay. You can just hit some buttons and you switch your weapons around. For the melee group, for instance, you can have two different knives or two different swords, and you can just switch around with the press of two buttons at the same time. So there's a lot of stuff to get into if you want to get good at that game. Other than that, it seems kind of smooth, but not as smooth as Bloodborne. I have to say that it is a lot like Bloodborne, but I must say that the controls in Bloodborne and the way it plays is a lot smoother in Bloodborne, in my opinion. But
So
it
it's just
seems cool.
so
What?
it's a Victorian England swapped out for feudal Japan.
Yeah, kind of. It seems like the story is it's starting out in London Tower or something, and you are to escape the London Tower, and I think you are to actually travel to Japan later in the game. I don't know because I just started it. Did you guys hear anything about it?
I heard a lot about
Nope.
it. None of it makes me want to play it.
No? What is it that makes you
At
not
all.
want to play it?
Oh, I think the whole. I've always found the Dark Souls and Bloodborne highly overrated. Personally, they're just games which I'm like, I like this. Then I play it, and I'm like, this really isn't anywhere near as interesting as I hoped it was.
Huh, that is
Yeah,
funny.
they're just. It's just not my kind of jam. I kind of hoped they would be, but I've now played Dark Souls. I played Demon Souls, then I played Dark Souls, and obviously I've got Bloodborne. Haven't played two or three of Dark Souls, but considering the amount of fun I've had with the others, I wouldn't plan to. I just don't find them very fun. Uh,
No?
well, the thing is, there's games which I'm like, these. I'm not saying they're bad games. Like, I wouldn't turn around and say, oh, these are badly produced or they have bad mechanics or anything like that. Personally, though, they just aren't fun. Just, I don't get any enjoyment out of them. It's not even the difficulty level. Is I don't think they're like absurdly difficult. Yes, they have a very high skill curve and they are, as standard, harder than your traditional game. But I don't find them rewarding.
No?
Just all seem to be just it was just disappointing.
Okay.
So it's not something I'll be picking up. But it looks
Huh.
cool.
It does look cool, and I definitely like it. Innisfree, did you hear anything? Do you have any opinion about that?
I have no opinion. All I know is what Blazing told me, and I was like, yeah, alright, I'm not gonna play that.
No, I don't think
But
it would be a
that's
game
that's.
for you, though. That's also my impression. That it wouldn't be a
Well,
game that you would
I've
do.
not seen anything of it. I've not read anything about it. So I was like, nah, I'm leaving it like it is. It's
Well, I
fine.
mean,
I know.
I had a
I
kind of flippant description of it being Bloodborne swapped around with feudal Japan to a certain extent. The basics is that, as far as I understand, is that's what it is. It's the same sort of very hard game. You got to manage what you do with your attacks. The slight fuck up can mean your death. But overall, it has good mechanics. It's well thematically
Hey,
designed. The
Spade.
theme is fluent throughout the whole game. So, for all intents and purposes, it will be a very good game. But it boils down to the same sort of thing: is do you like the Bloodborne slash Dark Souls kind of genre? If you do,
Yeah.
this will be right up your street. And if you like feudal Japan as a setting, even better. But if you don't, then it's not going to do anything that's going to make you want to do it either, because it's not doing something different in that sense. It's the same sort of thematic game. Whereas I kind of hoped, because I love the Japanese setting, I hoped it would be a bit more different, because I didn't like obviously the traditional Dark Soulian, Bloodbowlian style.
Okay.
Is that an apt kind of description?
Does that what? Sorry? I have
An
lag in
apt
my.
description?
Well, I kind of think that you're right in some of it. I'm just, to me, it seems exciting because I haven't tried playing those kind of games before. Um, and I recently just started playing Bloodborne, so, and I actually got my new episode out, finally. I had some problems getting it out, man. My program totally crashed my entire computer. So, I've been uploading that episode 3 times now. And it finally worked. I had some breakdowns on my computer and some, yeah. So that's been tough. I have no clue with
Okay,
this map, man. It's one of the new maps, right? Can you start? Should we
No,
hear about
this isn't a new map.
it? I didn't play this before.
This is the border one that came with the second set of DLC.
Oh, but if that's the case, then I have just been very unlucky with the maps because I haven't played this before. I don't even know how to get to the objective.
It's any consolation, you haven't been missing out on much.
I'm not even getting to do anything here, I think.
I'm dead. He's around the corner behind the shield. So yes, you've been playing a lot of Neo. Okay.
No, I've just been playing the first hour of Neo, I think.
Oh, okay. So you've only just began.
Yeah, and I've been editing a lot, so I haven't been playing a lot. So, whoa! Where the fuck? Oh!
Well, we won.
Okay.
I got a kill assist on that.
I mean, up to anything else, Nat? Or
I think so. I don't think I've been. Yeah, I've been playing old games. I've been playing Call of Duty Black Ops 3. We were trying to do some custom games where you were only allowed to use melee weapon, boxing gloves, and stuff like that. Tomahawks. So that was funny. And then I've been trying out Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. So I have actually been playing a lot. I don't I'm not yeah, zombies with you. So that's my week.
how are you finding Infinity Warfare?
I like it, but I have to get used to the controls and everything. And it was pretty confusing to be playing with you because you were so good at it. So the zombie thingy was just very confusing. What the fuck? To me. Because you knew where all the Easter eggs were and you were just doing your thing there. But I do like the Call of Duty games now because it's the first time I tried them. No. Yeah, but I haven't been playing it enough to actually have an opinion about it yet, I think. That would be a bit too early!
So it's on the list of things.
Yeah, definitely.
So, Innisfair, what you been up to?
I've been playing. What have I been playing? I've been playing a lot of Siege with you. I've done some. I found this fun game, Num Num Galaxy. I've been playing that a lot.
Hey,
That's fun.
your soup thing.
Oh yeah, that's a funny game.
I would love to try that.
It was a free game and it's so much fun. What else have I been playing? I think for the most part. For the most part, it's been
Oh, you got him.
Siege and Num Num Galaxy.
Has one more blazing.
And I played some. I played a board game this week. It was so much fun.
Oh yeah,
Played
you played some of that naval thing.
We played Axis and Allies. And for those of you who don't know what Axis and Allies is, it's a miniature warfare game. Like, damn, it's set all around the Second World War, and you got Axis and Allies. Is of course it's a famous type of game with miniatures. And there's this expansion pack, War at Sea, which has all the great ships from that time period, and it's so much fun. You pick your little boats or your ships, I must say, sorry. You pick your little ships, and then you set up your fleet to where.
That came through the window.
You
Sorry, you
think
go.
your ship is go or have to go and where your opponent is going, and then oh
Yay!
man, and then you just battle it out. It's so much fun. The only
Hmm.
problem is that you have to have the luck of the dice, and if you don't have that luck, then yeah, you lose pretty
Traditional
fast.
old board game dash roll in BS.
Yeah, that kind of shit. But it's so much fun. It's a fun game. So we did that on Wednesday. I guess, yeah, Wednesday. And for the most part, we did Siege and we did Battlefield. I didn't do anything new this week. Oh, yo, that's not completely true. Last week was Ghost Recon weekend. We
Hmm.
played Ghost Recon.
Oh
What was
yeah,
your
I
And all I
played
can
that
opinions?
too.
and all I can
What were
say
your
is
overall
Ubisoft
feels with it?
fucked it up again. Like, oh man, they went
I mean,
so wrong.
as someone who did not play it and has been fairly sheltered, I mean, I haven't really looked into the beta at all, for the obvious reason if I didn't play it. So, you think
Yeah,
it's good, bad,
it's
good and better?
how do I describe this? It's like
Like a garbage fire is not a good way to describe it.
no, it's like no. All right, I'm over
Oh
exaggerating when I
fuck.
said it's Bible crap because it is a good game, but it is it is that's what it is. It's a or at least the beta it is a good game, but it's a a crossover between the Division and Far Cry, and that's just what it is. I mean, if it's all third person, but if you made it first person, you got Far Cry 5. That's basically it. And they had so many options of doing a great job and making a good Ghost Recon game, and they just didn't. They just made Far Cry, uh, yeah, third person. That's about it. And that's a
I mean,
shame. I'll
and that's not
probably
what you
buy it.
wanted.
No, I'll probably buy it anyways because I mean it's still a fun game and I think it's still enjoyable, but you know, graphics wise, it's not that good and yeah, playability. There are a lot of issues with it. There are a lot of problems that I found. So yeah, I think it's a mwah game. Like, all right, they could have done a better job, but they didn't. But it didn't do a bad job. So yeah, that goes Recon. It's a shame
So
because
it's just kind of meh.
yeah, it's meh because it had the
Oh
potential of being a good
no!
game, and it just isn't. So yeah,
That's a shame.
yep. Nat played it as well, so I'm wondering what Nat thinks about it.
Well, I am less critical of games. I found. But I actually liked it because I liked Far Cry. I am a little bit sad that I didn't get Far Cry Primal because I think that looked better than Far Cry 4. Um, but I think I have Far Cry 4 and I've watched the gameplay of Far Cry 4 as well, and out of that I actually like this thing better. The Ghost Recon. I like that better than the Far Cry games. I think the controls fitted me better, at least. I only had a little bit of problems with the controls. It seemed like the camera was wonky. It all of a sudden it just turned to another angle that I have set it to. It just kept on swiping, so I would run the opposite direction all of a sudden. I have been on some forums reading about it, and there's actually more people that had the same problem as me. Flawless
Okay,
victory.
so it has some pretty game-breaking thoughts there by the sounds of it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but other than that, I like it. I like that they actually tried making it about the mafia and or the cartel. Shit, I did horrible. Um, Not that bad actually. I like the game a lot, and I'm definitely considering buying it. Uh, yeah, I like the
Okay,
thing that
alright.
you can fly your own drone and stuff. I like that. That you're not just getting served everything served on a silver platter. You have to kind of find the enemies yourself, unless it's
but you
cars, of
you
course.
are you are getting everything handed on a silver platter.
I don't think
That's
so.
just the
I
problem.
disagree.
Yeah, you do.
I
Far Cry
disagree. I
4 is
don't.
Far Cry 4 is the same. You get an outpost and there are enemies, and you lay around the outcamp and you scout out all the enemies, and you know where they are. It's the same here. There is this outpost. There are these enemies who are walking this kind of distinct pattern, and you just scout them out, and you know where they are, and you just pick them off one by one by one by one, and it's done.
Yeah, that's
Nothing
if
we
you're a good
haven't seen
gamer.
before.
No, I agree. As when it comes to that, it's not very inventive, no. But I don't think you get everything served. I do think that it's a shame that they put up the orange markings of where enemy and hostile activity would be stuff. I think that was a shame. But other than that, I don't. I think it's nice that you actually have to scout out the enemies before you can see them on the radar. I mean like the red dots. Um, but yeah, I liked
Yeah,
it.
well,
Well,
everybody has his opinion, and I think it is if it isn't a bad game, but it's like I said, it is nothing that we haven't seen before,
No,
and
I
all the
agree.
graphics are. I mean, this game has been 4 years in the making. They said they were proud that this game was 4 years in the making. Well, it shows because the graphics are outdated like 5 years. So I
Really?
mean, if you look at yeah, if you look at a wall, if you look at a wall of a house, it's just a flat object with a flat texture on it. So there is no depth whatsoever in that wall. If there is a hole in the wall, it is just a texture put on that flat surface.
Hmm.
It's horrible. It's just it's even I mean even GTA 5 has better graphics. Even Just Cause 3 has better graphics than this. I mean, come on. This is 2017. You need to bring out a game that has decent, pretty awesome graphics and not this kind of shit.
I don't
That's
agree with the GTA. I don't think
all right.
GTA has better graphics, but I do know that you have more knowledge about the graphic stuff than I do because you definitely noticed that stuff. I thought the game was pretty, but you're right. If it took them 4 years, I would expect a little bit more.
That's why I was disappointed because this is what we've seen a lot from Ubisoft. They bring out a game trailer, they show us stuff, and we're all like, "Damn, that looks good. That's what we want to see. That's what we want to have. That's what we want to play," and then just bring it out, and we're like, "Fuck this." Again. Yeah, and
well,
every time we full yeah never mind. It's good. I don't like. I'm probably gonna buy it anyways and play the hell out of it, but it's a mad game. That's about it.
what's worrying to me is I don't want there to be Far Cry up in my Ghost Recon game. I don't want there to be Division up in my Ghost Recon game. I want my Ghost Recon game to be Ghost
Ghost Recon.
Recon.
Yep.
So what it sounds like is they've, as part of the Ubisoft homogenization initiative, to make everything kind of the same. And that's
Yep.
just a big disappointment. And
That's what what I
I'm
was
someone
telling you
who's
last
played
time.
the Far Cry 3, played Far Cry 4, and at 4 I was tired of it because I felt like 4 was literally Far Cry 3 DLC. You didn't have
Hmm.
enough different. Primal then took, let's take Far Cry 4's map. Remember, it's the same map. They didn't even make a new bloody map in the same engine. So same engine, same map, and just change it to the now
Yep.
prehistoric era, which was a huge lazy gambit. And so for me, I was like, well, I've already got Far Cry 4. I haven't finished, so you're not going to make me want to buy Primal. And just saying, oh, I've got another game that's like it. I'm like, I've got oversaturation. It's like it's like when you have Assassin's Creed coming out every year. Like I don't need any more, guys. Slow down. Stop.
Yeah. Well, I had the same. I had the same feeling with Far Cry. I mean, Far Cry 3 was. I thought Far Cry 3 was pretty awesome and pretty brilliant. I mean, I liked all the ones till 3. Then I bought 4 and I was like, all right, this is okay, but it is okay. It is not something more than okay. And then they came out with Prime. I was like, I'm not gonna buy that. I'm just not gonna buy that. Not for full price. If you made it a DLC for like 10 euros, I might have gotten it, but not full price as a separate game because it isn't a separate game. It's a fucking DLC for Far Cry 4. Well, what I like what I said to you before is like I think Ubisoft has this massive game library and everybody can take resources out of that and they just copy and paste their games nowadays like that, and that's a shame. It's such a shame. Oh yeah, enough about Ghost Recon, because it was just a beta, and hopefully they will adjust some things. But we pretty much know that this beta is being printed on the discs right now, because it's coming out in 2 weeks or so. So, uh, anyways, enough Ghost Recon. We'll see when it comes out what they did with it. So,
What did
Blazing, what have you been playing today?
Yeah, what have you
this
been
week?
playing? Yay, we got a map. Got a
So
match.
there's mainly three things I've been playing this week is Siege because of the new operators. So
Can you
I've got
can you
them.
say something about those?
They're new.
Well, you have them.
I
You
assume
have
you
them.
want to know a little bit more than that.
Yeah.
You said say something. I have said something. Okay, now the other game I've been playing this week. So the two new operators you got are Jackal and Mira, or Mira, whatever the bloody Spanish pronunciation. Mira is the wrong way of pronouncing it. That's the English way, not the Spanish way.
That's the way we're
But
gonna pronounce it.
Mira, they are, in my opinion, they're a nice addition to the game. I mean, we went through how we disapproved of the types of gadgets going to more futuristic realm in the other podcast. I won't recover that ground. But Jackal's tracker, what he could do is he can track the footprints, and if he manages to track a footprint, then it will reveal it to the entire team where that enemy now is. So it's a boomer attacker, which is nice, because to be honest, there isn't really anyone we currently have to stop that. You know, if you're roaming, and if a defender's roaming, you're attacker, you're kind of a bit screwed. You just are.
Train room.
So the way it works is, I think you have a minute on where you can click on the footprints, and there's different color footprints depending how cold the trail is. But as long as I can see one footprint, it means that I can track them, and it obviously reveals it to the team. And it's just a nice way to counter people who, you know, when you spawn it, you got the bandits running about, or the Jaeger, or the Capoeira. Anybody who's just trying to get the spawn kills, I can find you and I can see where you've gone. So I think it's a good counter.
Yeah.
As for Mira, she can put a glass window inside a reinforce.
Oh,
and it's a
that's what
one-way
happened
window.
in the last round. Yeah, okay. Is it unbreakable?
You can't. It is unbreakable, but you can shoot the gas canister just below the window, and that will cause the window to fall out. But obviously, you can only shoot that from the inside. So what it does is it means it creates a one-way window for your team to see out when the attackers are attacking you. But equally, if the defenders manage to get in the objective, they can use it against you.
Okay.
I mean, I quite like it. It could be kind of useless,
Whoa.
and it can really fuck you over. But I think it's a nice little fun tool. I mean, there's ways I'm using it, putting it on non-reinforced walls. So when I see you, I just start shooting at you, and it works. To be honest, kind of fairly well.
That's pretty cool. Did you change
Again,
your
yeah,
mind?
I like the way that they diversify the launch. Like what they've done, they make you play things a little bit different. If you're attacking, it makes you play a lot more careful, and vice versa. If you're defending, it gives you a bit of freedom. Like, you know what I mean? When I'm defending, I hate sitting in the room because I always feel like if I'm sitting in the room, I can't see what's going on. Do you know what I mean? I feel trapped almost. Whereas now you got the windows, it gives you a little bit more knowledge that you know what's going on around you.
Yeah.
And it's, what do you think of the new operators? Because obviously you've been playing again, you know, with me. So from a user point of view, I find them highly enjoyable. But how's it been for someone playing with them on your team?
I think the mirror is it's a pretty cool gadget, by the way. It's very useful because now you know, even if you have walls reinforced, where your enemies are coming from, so it gives you like a tactical advantage, and that's pretty awesome. You can also you can't only put them on the reinforced, you can put them on any other wall as well. So if you see someone walking up to that window, you can also just shoot through the window. So yeah, it's I think that's a cool gadget. I think that's very useful for the entire team. And Jackhole, I thought it was very annoying when I got tracked, and it's like the thing. It's even more annoying than Capoeira's tracking, because capoeira striking is just once, and it is like, alright, you're being tracked, your position is being revealed, and then that's it. But while this one is like, you're being tracked, you're being tracked, you're being tracked, you're being tracked, you're being tracked. Like, oh man, it's annoying as fuck. So yeah, I don't particularly don't really like that that one. But yeah, I mean, there's something to say for it. That it's handy to some extent.
One thing from a balancing point of view, I think both gadgets are well balanced. I think that they're good additions, and I don't feel they're going to be OP. I do, however, feel each primaries are very strong. Both the Vector and Jackal's assault rifle. And I find the shotgun is fairly weak, but that's kind of good. I don't want it to be really strong, but the other two main weapons are just a bit too OP. So I reckon they'll get a nerf maybe a few weeks into this DLC.
Yeah, the Vector is really OP. Really at short range, damn, that thing is just... Where did you get killed from?
Front, downstairs. But yeah, otherwise, I like it. The new coastline map I'm not a huge fan of, mainly because I don't like how close the attackers can be. So, what I mean is, within the coastline map, you've got a courtyard, and what I keep finding is, when you're on a kind of more professional team, someone just sits up there and just picks you off from the top. As your defenders, as you start to move about, they just pick you off like little lemmings, just like boop 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 boop, dropping you all over the place, and it's just kind of depressing, really. I just feel like that's a little bit too easy for the attackers, so that's the main reason I dislike it.
Well, I pretty much like the new map, I must say. I think it's a cool map. I think it's a nice map. Yeah, you have that little courtyard in the middle of it, but that's one of those points you have to be careful. So you, as a roamer, you can't roam freely anymore. There is something
just so you
to
know,
say
there's a
for
guy
it.
in the little tiny bar. If you go through the double door there and turn to your right, Ash is literally on the other side of the wall. No, the big open door.
Yeah, I know.
Fuses on top
So
of the
she's just
building, so
sorry, and so you
marking
want to carry.
fuse. Anyways, but the courtyard is pretty well protected by columns, so all the hallways are pretty well protected. So if you run around there, it is it's not that you're immediately in a line of fire, but yeah, I can understand why that would be would be annoying. But I pretty much do like the new map because I don't know, it's a two-story map. It's a little bit bigger two-story. So it's a little bit wider. It's an open space, and yeah, I really do like the layout of it. Okay.
No.
I don't think it's balanced personally.
You don't?
I think it's too heavily skewed in attacker's favor.
Yeah, but
we'll see. As
so were
more experience
so was
as you
the
get.
You don't have enough reinforcement to reinforce the entire stuff.
Yeah, but there's ways to sit in that room to be fine. Because the thing is, you have the other side of the building which acts as a counter flank, so you just got to play it smart. You just know if you're on that one, you want to go to the other side and shoot them as they try to come in that way.
Yeah. Well, I think we have to agree.
It's definitely not in the kitchen.
So yes, but that was Siege. Anything else, please? You've been playing?
Yeah. The other thing is, in the words, the sabotage. I think it's sabotage DLC for Infinite Warfare. So I'm really liking the DLC map, which for the zombies, which is Rave in the Redwoods, which is the traditional zombie format. Only you're now in a rave, so you have like a rave vision, and you also have like a slasher. So like a Jason Voorhees that comes to kill you when you're in rave mode. So it's quite an entertaining map. It's got quite a big element of fun to it, which is a nice addition. But equally, it's also got kind of a horror vibe. So I'm really enjoying it. I'm kind of digging it. And the
cool.
other thing I'm playing of is the Skyrim remaster, which is not very remastered. When it was first coming out, they made a whole big deal out. Oh yes, we've redone all the graphics, we changed it all. Having now actually played the majority of it, it's the same game, same bugs, same glitches, same graphics. So it's just Skyrim on the PS4, which is enough for me to enjoy it, but it is a bit of a letdown.
Alright.
Whoa, my internet is really crappy today. Sorry, guys. It's difficult.
Fine. I'm being spotted.
Whoa. We have a guy down in the kitchen bakery
I'm going to help
area.
him.
Oh, I can't.
Oh, we've been capivaraed.
Yep. Ah, I'm being headshotted. Ah, that vector. Jesus.
We interrupt this podcast for impromptu sieging.
Oh, that's Vector though. Alright. So that was what we've been playing this week. Because I'm dead, so we're gonna watch Blazing run around with his little gadget on his head and his blue screen.
I'm a miner.
You're a miner? You're not a miner.
Yeah, I've got a mining like torch thing on my head.
Alright. What are those
Yeah,
three
yeah,
little
go
bars
with that,
in the center of the screen?
You can only track 3 people
Alright.
total. So
Oh, shit, shit, shit! Oh,
Mirror
you
was
can
in the
shoot
other end,
through the glass.
yeah.
you can't shoot through it, but you can blow it up. And once it's blown up, then you can shoot through the hole.
I see, so that's what he did. Yep. Oh. So let's see what Blazing is up to. Oh.
Running.
What
Lots
is
of
that
running.
on your screen with the 3...
That's my visor.
Your... Ooh.
I need him alive, really, if we're gonna have any chance of winning. Ooh. Ooh.
Ah, you got him. Cool.
No,
Oh!
Is he another one?
Mira's
I saw it, I
watching.
saw it, I saw it.
Mira's watching. I think she's moving the other way. I hear her. I hear her. You got anything like?
Oh
Uh-oh.
shit. I think she's gonna
I'm on the
come
camera.
behind you. Oh! Oh!
No, she's not there. She's. Oh, no.
She's just there. She is, I saw her.
You gotta go fly the other way.
I know.
Hurry! Oh! Ah!
That vector.
That's fine. I couldn't get in there. I mean, I could start to cap, and I could see her, but I didn't know where Frosty was. So, moving on to the next chunk.
Chunk. That was my sound for the next chunk.
So, a kind of trend that's been going on in the modern world is a lot of what were previously single-player exclusive linear campaign games are now going down the open world route. So, I mean, take Ghost Recon, for example, which used to be a much more linear games, now going very much open world. I mean, you still got your traditional open world games like the Elder Scrolls and anything by Bethesda, but it just seems to be a gravitation towards giving you a sandbox. So a lot of new IPs like The Division or trying to think what other new IPs we've had recently. You've also got games such as
Shit.
I'm trying to think of the game, not The Division. So throw some other free world games, free roam games at me here.
Why did you do my hole?
So I'm putting a mirror in it.
Why did you do my hole?
It was my hole. Alright.
Who did your hole?
Continue.
No? No one gonna help?
Open world game. Sorry, we had whatever it's called, the one No Man's Sky and GTA, right?
Any that we
And
said,
The Crew.
I mean, more games previous series where they've now turned to open world.
Oh, I don't know. I haven't been playing much before.
Metal Gear has been turned into open world.
Yeah, Metal Gear's one, where you used to have a very much single-player exclusive campaign, is now a open world game.
It is? Cool.
Yep. No, not cool. That's my point.
Well, I think it is.
Wait.
Well, my point is, like, everything now is switching to open world. So you've got traditional series which base themselves on building a well-crafted single-player campaign. It's now like, we'll do an open world game. It's like, does your franchise suit that? No, let's do it anyway. So I'm someone who, if you asked me going back, let's say, I don't know, 3-4 years ago, you told me your game was open world, I would have been like, yeah, that's sick, that's great, that's awesome. Love the diversity there, and now I'm fucking sick and tired of it. I want a game which is done properly, rather than a game which is just open world.
You shot me. That shot me. So...
Oh, he's out there.
Did
you get him?
You said... No. So what is your point? What did you want to talk about?
I just told you.
Yeah, sorry, I wasn't paying attention. I was dying. I got scared. I couldn't do two things at once.
Well, you got... the whole point is everything now is like, oh, we'll make an open world game. Whether the actual franchise suits an open world format or not, it's just, let's do that. And I'm saying 3 years ago, I would have loved that. Thought, yeah, great idea. Open world. Awesome. But now that every game's doing it, I'm open worlded out. I want a game that's going to give me a well-crafted campaign rather than a build-your-own fun. Because don't get me wrong, there are still some games which are best left to being open world. You know, I'm not saying, oh, you need to make my Fallout linear.
Oh shit!
But some games just don't need to be free roam.
I think I'm with you on that. That some games should not be open world. Like, I don't think they should ever make a Mario that is open world. They don't think that would work. But I'm not supporting your I'm open worlded out thing. Nope. I can't get enough of open world games. I think they're awesome. I love the freedom of doing whatever the fuck I want. That's so much fun. Why would I ever want to give that up?
Because I've got 100 different games that do it. So what it means is, take the Ubisoft open world problem. So all the Ubisoft open worlds feel like they could be part of the same fucking open world. Like, I mean, there's not enough diversity in the open worlds to make them justify having it. So take Assassin's Creed, Watch Dogs, The Crew, Ghost Recon, Far Cry. All the Ubisoft games are all open world, and they all have the same open world. It's the same sort of thing as climb the tower, or get to the scam point, or just do your thing where you're going to scan this area. You got your outpost to clear. You see what I mean? You got all these open world games, but they don't have any diversity to them, so they all end up as one bland grey mush. And
yeah, but isn't that a Ubisoft problem?
Campaign-oriented game, and it's like, oh, now we're gonna make an open world. Why? Because that's what we do. But you ruined it. And then they got two new IPs, Watch Dogs and The Division, and they're like, I know what will work. Open world. I mean, it's even things like I love Berserker to the Moon and Back. I Fallout and Elder Scrolls are my top series, but even then, the open worlds don't have that much variety in them. So the problem is, they're games which I would have liked, but because I'm playing so many open world games in between, it's almost ruining what would have been more enjoyment out of them. Does that make sense?
No, it doesn't make sense.
What I mean is, like, it used to be I'd play a good open world. I'm talking about top-notch open world every year, or maybe a couple of years. Now I've got one coming out every fucking month, and because there's so many bad ones, it means when I do get a good one, it's depreciated its value because I played so many shit ones. I'm sick of it.
All right.
I
But
mean,
don't you
comparing
agree that it is a studio problem and not a genre problem that you're coping with?
no, because it's
Open
not just
world.
Ubisoft. Ubisoft are the most prolific offenders of it, which is why I've used them as an example. But they're not the only ones.
So
And if I
which
like,
open worlds don't you like?
Going to the basement.
Uh,
my
uh,
point is because there's so many of them, it
They're not
depreciates
in
them
the
all.
basement.
So it's not that there's a particular one game that's fucked open world. It's that everything is open world, which in itself makes them all not as fun. You think about it. I mean, things like No Man's Sky are designed for open world, and they should be. But the world feels worse because I've now played so many others.
The world
I'm
feels worse. Did you say that?
That is how it is. It's how it feels. What I mean is, if you go back, let's say 4 or 5 years, when you were playing a game, you could get a well-crafted single player,
What the
which
fuck?
means it has a very invested story, a story that you care about. When you're playing it, you're thinking, "Oh shit, what's going to happen to these characters?" I mean, I'm thinking, you know, trying to think of the old Metal Gear Solid games. Like they're just games which you would play and you think, "Damn, I really care about what's going on." With everything now being open world, I feel there's less emphasis on creating a decent story and just creating a big sandbox saying, "Nah, fuck it, do what you want." Yeah, fuck it, you can do what you want, but that doesn't make it better than having a great campaign. I feel the everything shifted, and it's not necessarily in a good way. They've gone from creating experiences which were fun in their own ways and making everything just kind of homogenized lump of yeah, fuck it, make it open world. Because for some, I'm just not invested in any stories
You're not up
anywhere
here.
near as much if they're an open world. When's the last open world game where you honestly cared about the story?
um, that's a good one.
Well, I kind of agree with Blazing. I like I'm not into the open world thingies either, not that much. I like when you're presented a story and like you the creators wanted you to take a particular route, so to speak, to get the story right. I like that too, because it seems like they have almost made a manuscript for the game instead of just like creating the world and saying hey, have fun. So I kind of agree. But I'm not fed up with it. I'm not that fed up with it. I just like other games more than open world games, so that's why I'm staying away from them. Did we find the enemies?
Yeah, they're in the tower.
They're oh, yeah, okay. Oh,
You got my gist?
there was one lurking out here.
So the thing is, I'm just not. I don't care about. When I play a game, sometimes I want to care about the story, and I just don't with all these open world games. You know.
I,
Well,
I I understand what you're saying, where you're coming from. I can understand it to an extent that you're like, all right, you're not invested in the story because much of the time there is no story. Um, but I
No,
think
he's coming up the stairs. Sorry.
the genre or the game type as a whole, like, it is. I think it's still a fun.
All the way. Come on. Oh!
I think it's still a fun genre. I mean, I love the fact that I have all this space
You didn't
to
even hit
play
him.
with. And I think it's come from because I am a little bit older than you guys, so my start with gaming started very early in life, and I'm from the generation that played like the first Mario and the stuff on Amigas and MSX computers. So it was all confined to this little space, and you had to imagine yourself like, what if what if I could go there, and there is nothing there now, but because there's no programmed in the game, it's just background. But what if I could go there? Then it's, oh man, that would be so much fun. So your own imagination goes wild on that. And I love how, like, even though No Man's Sky is a bad game, I love the fact that you just can almost go anywhere you wanted to go, and that's, yeah, I love that as for a game. I mean, just for me, that is pleasure gaming. That's like having fun. Like, okay, like in a crew, like, you know, there's this whole map you can drive around on, and my first driving game I ever played, I guess it was Outrun or Test Drive, even the first Test Drive, and it was all just on this
No! Fuck me.
predefined map or course, and now you could play on with the crew. You can just go wherever you want, like Test Drive 3 or 4 it was, I guess, or back in the day. You could also just kind of go wherever you wanted, but it had limits. And now the crew doesn't really have limits. Like, alright, you're still limited to the map, but it's a huge fucking map, so you can drive around. And that's what I love about open world, that you can just do whatever you feel like, whenever you feel like. And yeah, that for me is very much enjoyable to do.
But I
So,
just don't need 100 different games that do that same thing. Yes, it's great
uh,
having a game that does
no,
that, but
I agree with you totally on that. Like, there is no need for 190,000 open world games, and some genres or some IPs should never be turned into open worlds. Um, but then again, if it's done correctly and if they did it good, I mean, then you just have a good game. That says something, right? I mean, it's fun to have a good game, right?
I don't feel any of them have done the open world well enough to justify it. Take Ghost Recon.
So,
You know, if they can nail it, great. But from what I've heard about it, they're not gonna nail it. And then it's like,
Oh my
how can you
god.
justify?
that's true.
I don't know. Just if I want a good story game
Oh!
campaign, I've just got to wait for The Last of Us to come out. You know what I mean? There used to be hundreds in the market. Now, if I want a sandbox, it's like, what different color sandbox do you want? Do you want the beige one, colorful one, the red one, the one with guns? There's so many different ones, and now I just don't have a choice of different types of campaigns. I don't have a different type of genre. They're all just, which kind of sandbox do you want?
Oh.
Yeah, all right. Like, I understand where you're coming from. But I think there should be more open world games instead of fewer open world games.
Not
Oh
more.
no,
God
not
damn it.
more. I agree on that one, not more. I think it's nice, but it doesn't have to be every other game that comes out that's an open world game. I want games with large campaigns in them that also, well, they could make something that would actually combine the stuff or
By all means,
something.
do more if you do something different. If you manage to turn the open world genre on its head and do something brand new, by all means. If you're just going to copy if you're just going to be another GTA, not I don't mean the same game again, but using the same GTA sort of world, using the same fantasy world like a Skyrim, using the same driving world like The Crew or Burnout, or if you're going to use the same shooting one like Far Cry or Ghost Recon, if you're going to use the stealth one like Assassin's Creed, if you want to use a RPG one, you're going to do a Borderlands one. I just
How
don't know
would you
where else you can go.
how would you
I
make a
think
perfect open world game, Blazing?
I
I
think the
wouldn't.
problem
I feel they've already done enough. I feel that you've already got enough diverse open worlds that the series already have a statement on them. And by you making your game, you're only going to come off being a worse version of it.
I
Uh,
think the problem is in the mechanics of the nowadays open worlds, because what you were saying is like, yeah, lots of them look like GTA, lots of them look like Far Cry, like, you have this settlement, you have to take over, or you have to go to this tower, so to scout the entire map or that portion of the map, or you have to do this. and it's not really well done. I can admit to that. But on the other hand, I mean, if they change the mechanic up a little bit, um, if you actually what you do on your fuck upstairs, net above you, there's a recruit, he's spawn killing. So if for instance if you wouldn't have to go
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
if
whoa!
what you were doing did really impact the game. So
Oh,
if instead you have to go, if you have 3 places to go A, B, and C, and in nowadays open worlds you have to go to A first, then you go to B, then you go to C, and to unlock D. If you could actually go to
what
C
the
to
fuck?
unlock D, but your outcome in D is different because you didn't do A and B, I mean that would be awesome.
What are
But
you? What is that? What was that in a sphere? You lost me with A and B. What was that? What
Well,
was it?
what it's trying to say, if you do different things, you can go to any point on the open world map, but depending on what you've done, it will shape your experiences in the other parts.
Okay, okay, I get it. I get it.
At least that's what I think you were trying to say.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
I think there's too many A's and B's, like there's too much alphabet.
Yeah, I was like,
sorry,
what the fuck?
sorry for that. I didn't want to put in examples. So I had to go
Ah, Capcan.
easy with A and B. But if you do it like that, like no yeah, if that experience, if you change the experience a little bit and mold it more into a complete open world experience instead of just here is a big map, you can do whatever the fuck you want, but you make sure you go to A, B, C, and D first before you end the game. Yeah, I think that would be a nice mechanic in the open world genre.
Well,
I
that
don't know if
already
that's
exists. Just that those games are already about.
Huh.
I've played that times over.
like which one?
Fallout New Vegas. That was a game which had 4 factions, and depending what you'd done previously before you enter the main city, Las Vegas, changed your experience in it. And some of the main factions there that you have are Kaiser's, or Kaiser, Caesar, however you want to say it. You got his Legion, and that's pretty much a pack of
Oh shit.
like literally it's after the Fallout universe, obviously after the apocalypse, 250 odd years in the future, mutations, Fallout, everything like that. But specifically, when you look at Kaiser's Legion, it's when they took Rome's teachings and took it as a barbaric kind of futuristic version of that. And you also had the NCR, which were the remnants of the New California Republic, i.e. the military. You had New Vegas, which had kind of like an independent authority because they had enough money and power to be self-sufficient, but equally they still rely on, they don't actually have like a big huge presence. They're just kind of the independent peeps. And then you also had remnants of the Enclave. The difference is, however you talked with different people and did certain quests, it completely changed how other factions would react to you. So there's a smaller faction called the Great Khans, and depending on your connection with any of the previous factions, completely changes how they are, and can even further quests before you even get there. And that's what I personally loved about Fallout New Vegas, is whatever you did had a big effect on the map and the factions and quest outcomes.
All right.
I mean,
I
if that's
haven't
what you're
played
looking
New
for,
Vegas, so
if you're looking,
yeah.
because if that's what you're looking for in an open world, that's what it does.
Well, I think that is what everybody wants and isn't in an open world, right?
No, it was told of saying, oh, things are too complex. People don't want that, unfortunately, the mass audience. They want just a simple kind of open world structure we have now.
Oh fuck
The problem
me.
they said with New Vegas is they said, oh, it's too,
Oh.
oh, but what do you mean that, oh, this could change things? Oh, I'm missing out on content now because I've done that. They want it all to just be able to do it whenever they like. Unfortunately, that's what the general population wants, and it's a dull, homogenized future.
I'm so
True.
dead. Oh! Yup.
Oh, I'm the only one.
Ash killed me up in the bedroom. She's in the little room with the thing that makes a lot of noise.
Because I'm just looking at my game shelf, and there's just so many pseudo open worlds as well, where it's like they tote it as I have an open world, and when you play it, it's like not really.
Not so open.
Like it's not really an open world. You're kind of just
Oh shit.
cheating. Like Mass Effect 3 is supposedly an open world, but it's not really. You're kind of shoehorned into. You have to go to certain places.
Like Fallout New Vegas.
I love New Vegas, but again, I don't think that you're going to be able to do an open world game similar to New Vegas and be able to beat it, because for me, that was the pinnacle of that sort of game. If I want to play it, if I want the experience, I'll just play New Vegas because it was great.
Yeah, right. But now, if you play New Vegas right now, you'll probably be disappointed.
Now?
Not because of the story, but because of the graphics. So you're like, all right, this is prehistoric.
I didn't
graphics,
play that
so-
game for the graphics. It never looked that great to begin with. So I'm not really fussed about it. The same reason I'm playing fucking Skyrim now. Skyrim looks like butt. I'm still playing it because I like the game.
Is it a good butt though?
Well, it's the same butt. It's not an improved butt. It's the same old buttocks I already played on PlayStation 3, just now on my PlayStation 4. It's not a shinier buttock. It's just the same old buttock with all its blemishes and moles intact. I mean, I don't want a new updated version. You can have a new spin on things. But then I want, if they're going to redo it, I'd want a sequel to New Vegas. Something in the same sort of world, but with an updated graphics and new mechanics. Whereas instead, I'll just get another game franchise trying to do the same thing, but worse.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah, I understand. But still, you liked Fallout New Vegas as a game as it was, right?
What do you mean?
Well, it is, that for you is the way you should create a multiplayer game.
It's not a multiplayer game, it's a single player.
Alright, sorry, I mean an open world game, sorry.
No, just not all open world, just that type of open world. Because you said, like, what's a game that then changes? If you're going to do it that way, that's my ultimate version of that. It's not the ultimate open world. It's not the ultimate of everything. That makes sense.
No. It makes sense.
I just want games to do things differently when they're not.
I'm gonna be hit from behind. Up from the door. Or where? No, upstairs. They're coming down from upstairs.
We
So,
won.
yeah, I just want more variety, and I'm not getting it.
But what kind of variety would you like to see? So
Thing
what
is, when
Ned
you,
said, like,
when you, but what I'm saying is, I don't want an open world. You're not really seeing the point, because you're saying like, oh, what would you make a perfect open world? I think the perfect open worlds, all the different types, or close enough to them, already kind of exist. Maybe you can hone it in, but there's so many others, it will diminish the return on it. Whereas I
Yeah,
feel
alright,
if you
well.
have a single player campaign, you can craft that into a better format, a more diverse image.
Alright, but you're merely talking about open world single player, right?
Yes.
You're not talking about open world multiplayer.
No.
Or co-op. Well,
I'd
Far
lump
Cry is
co-op
co-op
in
as
with-
well.
I'd lump co-op in with single player because it's the same kind of format. I don't feel adding in someone else. I feel that's already been done. There are games now which you can do it co-ops. Now every game's like will have an open world co-op, which doesn't improve it for me. I'm like, well, like the other one was better.
So what kind of game would you like to see come out next? If you were the one to decide, you would like to see more of what kind of game?
Well, it's just games which have a well-crafted story. So you got Last of Us, which had a fantastically crafted story.
Yeah.
I don't want another Last of Us story. I
No.
want a completely different story.
Yeah.
I want it, I want it in a different setting. I want it with a wholly different thing. I want a single player Ghost Recon. I want a single player Far Cry. I want that those universes have a wealth of things they can draw on. I want something where they turn around and show me what their world can be.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, you want the story kind of told to you like a movie, right? So it's like
No,
they
no, 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 no,
no,
no,
not no, I that you
no.
miss no, 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 you misunderstood what I meant. But you want it to be with, as I said before, like a script that they have actually handcrafted what you want as what they want you to experience in that game. They're not just telling you go somewhere. You decide. They're kind of giving you a hint, a trail to follow to get the entire story covered, right?
Well, not necessarily. You can have choice in it. You can have a game which completely changes around what you do. So, like, you could have like Mass Effect 2, how the story then unfolds differently
Oh,
depending on your actions, or you could have.
Oh, you're all backing
I
up.
mean, what I'm trying to mean is, it doesn't
no,
necessarily
well,
have
it's a
to be
matchmaking area.
they must tell you what the game will be like. It could just be something where they spend time on making it well crafted, whether it be choices involved or if it simply is like a cinematic. Sane Asylum. It's not open world, but it gives you that element of freedom, or
Mhm.
So
fake
what
freedom.
defines open world for you? Maybe we should we should start with that. What defines open world? Because in some people say open world is like I have a level and I can do whatever the fuck I want. That is open world.
I'd say it's where you're just given a sandbox. That's how I view open
Like
world.
No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky, GTA, Borderlands, Assassin's Creed, any of the Ubisoft games where you have a big world, and they just say go.
I don't really think Borderlands is in it, is it? That's not as free. There's a story mission. There's stories in that.
But GTA has a story as well.
I mean,
So,
Borderlands is probably on the more extreme end, where I feel GTA because you got the whole entire map, but Borderlands
Yeah.
obviously you got different. The thing is with Borderlands is they turn around and say you could do side quests and stuff when in the order. It does have a campaign, but it's more a campaign in an open world, if that makes any sense. Because although it's not all opened up, you do slowly open up big open worlds, but then it encourages backtracking to them. I don't know, it's whether you view it as a single player, single player levels rather than a full open world. Because of
I
the
hate that. So
backtracking and the side quest that Borderlands gives you, to me that is a open world game, not a not like a level game.
Oh.
But I think that's up to
I
debate.
really hate the open world quote unquote games that has you have to do this, this, and this before you can go to this region. Fuck you! I don't want to go. This is an open world. You said I could do whatever the fuck I want. I want to go there right now because it is off limits. I want to go there. Just because you said you can't go, I want to go. I hate that. I hate that so much in a game. Sorry.
So you would hate Borderlands, I guess, but I don't think Borderlands is anywhere near an open world.
We had a discussion about Metro as well. Basically, like you said, Metro wasn't open world, so but I think some people Metro is open world, right? Because the levels are pretty open and wide.
But they're open and wide, but there's a start and there's a finish, and you can't go back. So to me, that's a level, not an open world, because you don't have the whole world. Technically, you have like 30 different sewers or underground bits, 30 different. They don't call them levels, but there's 30 different bits, and once you start at one end, yes, you can go through different ways to get to the other end, but they're still linear. You can't not go that way. You have to eventually get to the same door,
Yeah.
and
So it's
you
more
can't backtrack. You can't do side
dungeons
quests.
like the dungeons in Diablo. You have this quote unquote massive dungeon. which looks like an open world dungeon, but it is a start and end, then you have to go through linear through the entire dungeon to end it, or to finish the game off, or to finish the level up.
I mean, that's probably a better example, because I feel Metro, because you haven't played it, have you? And neither's Nat.
No, because
No,
we
no.
talked about it.
The levels are very linear. So yes,
Not
you
down
have
here.
a lot of freedom to a certain extent in which way you go, but I think it's clearly a definitive one way. Whereas I feel Diablo, with its expanding
I think they're in the bedroom.
dungeons, is a little bit
Yep, they're in the
more
bedroom.
diverse.
All right. Yeah, I just, yeah. You know, I love open world games.
Whoa, whoa,
I
whoa!
love this. Doing whatever the hell I want, but like I said, is there a difference between for you? Is there a difference between open world multiplayer and open world single player? Because
Yes,
if you look at GTA Online is just awesome.
Someone fucking shot at me from behind.
to me, I feel GTA Online is actually terrible.
Why?
Literally, I don't find it enjoyable at all.
What? I didn't get that. Can you repeat that? You don't.
He said GTA Online. Do I view
Oh, multiplayer or
and
single
single
player?
player open world different? I said yes. He said yeah, because GTA open world is awesome. And I said no, it's not. I mean, I feel that they are doing something different with that. So that is a good idea, having that GTA open world. However, for me, I don't like that. That's my separate point. I mean, what my open world for single player comes down to is there's not enough variety. The worlds are too similar. They don't do enough different. And I feel single player campaigns encourage more
Whoa, 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 whoa!
diversity.
All right.
Oh, he's there.
Apparently.
Anything else to add on open worlds?
Not really. I think we got around that. Oof.
Yeah,
So
my dog. My dog wants to play on a
it's
different
clear
thing.
Innis's preference is
Sorry.
open world.
How shall I phrase this? I love open world games. You know I do, because of the fact that I can do whatever the hell I want, like I stated before.
It's
is
shot.
not
It has been
my-
shot placing.
I don't think it's,
There's a guy in
it's
there.
just the one
Yep.
game genre that is for me is
Yeah.
is the best, because you know I also like level type of games like Diablo. I really enjoy that, or well, even Siege. I really enjoy Siege, and that's not an open world game.
Oh,
But
bathroom.
when it comes
Yeah.
down to it, if you only have a choice to play a SP or a open world or a single player crafted story, you would probably choose because of the freedom.
Yeah.
No, that depends on what mood I'm in, because sometimes because I really enjoy open worlds, because I really enjoy
Spraying.
multiplayer open worlds. Would you say Fallout 4 is open world? Yes or no?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Alright, okay.
I'd
So
say that's
Fallout 4
almost
open
like
world.
a prime example of an open world.
I really enjoyed Fallout 4, but to a certain extent that once I was done with Fallout 4, once I had played through everything and the game ended for me, I never really picked it up anymore. Because the story was very linear, I could say, right? And therefore, when it ended, it ended, and then
Oh!
the open world aspect of the game ended as well for me. Like, all right, I did everything I wanted to do, so
He shot
there
me
is no
again.
there's nothing left for me to do here. So I'm good. Yeah. I'm not touching it. I think I touched it one more time to try out to build a base or stuff. And that just
Fixed it.
Thank you.
and then I was like, oh no, you know what? I'm playing it. Well, I played a lot of The Crew, and because that's multiplayer open world, and I played a lot of GTA because that's multiplayer open world. And I really like those games because there's interaction between you and different other players. I think that's
Whoa.
the fun part for me is open world. Like I can do whatever the hell I want, and I can interact with other people as well. So yeah, I think open world is for me it is really enjoyable when there are different players there, or when there are when there are other people on the map as well, instead of
Oh,
just me trying to
Twitch
do my
drone.
thing. So that's why I
Twitch
said I
drone.
get where you're coming from with I'm bored with open worlds. Oh, that didn't go as planned. Because I would say the same thing if you were talking about single players. Like, yeah, some of the stories aren't that good, and yeah, I'm done. But multiplayer, I can play multiplayer open
Whoa.
world for days. I got one tiny here.
So yeah, I get where you're coming from with it. It just a few years ago I would turn around and said, "Oh, I literally open world games were my favorite thing, and I couldn't get enough of them." Now I've just had enough. So
Oh, fuck
only so
me.
many I can play.
Yeah, I'm not very much into worlds that are
Wow.
too open,
Okay.
but I just know I will get overwhelmed and not really get done with it. I like the missions. Blazing is down.
There's Ash watching me, and everyone else dead. Yeah.
Alright. So that's open world, I guess. I think for me, open world is fun, and I think like No Man's Sky. I think No Man's Sky is one of the prime examples of how I would, if I would create an open world game, which how I would create one, like, but not as No Man's Sky, but the idea behind No Man's Sky, like, you have this massive universe where you can do whatever the hell you want. You can be a trader, you can be a miner, you can be an explorer, you can be a pirate, you can be you can be a builder. That's what ideally that's what my ideal open world game would look like. That you have the power to do anything you want to do, and you can do that with like millions of other people around the globe. You create this
Sorry.
vast universe of different of different people who are having huge ships and a huge fleet of ships, or people who are having huge trading dynasties or whatever. And that for me is that would be my ultimate open world. Like you can do whatever you want. Like literally, you can do
Oh,
whatever you want.
I still feel like we're 10 years out of that idea, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think No Man's
They're
Sky
in the
had the right
bedroom.
idea. I think they
Oh, yeah,
just
but
executed it poorly. But
Bedroom again.
I don't feel like we
um,
have the facilities to make it happen yet.
yeah, well, but there's a new game coming out. They're working on it. I saw something of that. It's not in space, but it's basically what you would want from an open
Oh
world game,
shit.
um, but on Earth. Like it's called
Oh,
Identity. I don't know if you've seen anything of it.
Blazing was removed from the match.
The dude
Pachinko.
shot me
And
because I killed
yeah,
him for shooting you, and I
I
got
saw
kicked for
that.
killing him.
I saw it.
Who killed you? Oh,
It
he
Kaoru.
left.
The
It
banner guy.
Chaotico.
Oh, he left as well. But anyways, I don't know if you see anything from Identity. Identity is one of those open world games which could be like really big, but I don't know if they're gonna achieve. completing it, but if you look at the trailers of Identity, damn, that's gonna be such a fun game. Wow.
Well,
Don't
that's
go in front of me,
that's a
you idiot.
Metamorphica. That's not a.
Ah!
That's
Jesus.
that's a different thing.
Sorry, what?
That's a Metamorphica. That's different. An MMORPG.
Alright.
So I'm talking about single player. An MMO, it's like a different thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't find MMOs fun at all, to be honest. Tried it.
Oh, it's a
Didn't like
doctor.
it.
Fuck me, it's a doctor. He got up again.
Yeah, you should have switched to your other gun.
Yeah, I should have. Dang it. I'm just an idiot.
Yeah, well, I really love massive multiplayer online. Open world massive multiplayer online.
Well, I always think they'd be fun, and then they just end up being kind of boring when it's like, all right, there you are, there you go, time to grind.
There you are, there you go.
So a
Have
game
fun.
like H1C1 doesn't really grab you. I haven't played it, but I've seen a lot of it, and I really still want to
What
play
is that? I heard a bit. I saw the name. I don't know what that game is.
H1Z1 is a massive open world game
Oh,
where
that's
you
why
where you have to survive a zombie apocalypse, and
Cool.
you just have your backpack and everything you find in the world you can scavenge and you can take with you, or you can it's like
Wasn't that DayZ?
our Daisy. Yeah, H1C1 and Daisy is the same, I guess. It's basically the same game.
Are they different games? I think they are, aren't they?
Yeah, they are different, but they as a game, as a concept, they're the same.
Oh, yeah, pretty much the same concept. So it's pretty much one's Sony's and one's Bohemia.
Yeah. But that doesn't really grab you as a game you would like to play.
It has a novelty, but not a lasting appeal. So it's like, oh, yeah, that'd be fun to play it, and then I'm just like, alright, well, now I'm gonna walk through the middle of nowhere, then probably get trolled by someone, and then pissed off. I'm like, wow, that's a good way of spending my evening. It could be fun with a group of people, but again, it's then when does it run out? When you've like, okay, got some equipment now. Well, that's it. You see what I mean? There's another sign of a shallow swimming pool.
Oh shit!
Yeah, it's massive, but you know, just reading a little quote of it, and it kind of sums up my opinion. In a 10-hour game, only a small percentage of that time is actually enjoyable because of how much time you spend getting griefed or, you know, ruined.
Yeah, I get it.
The problem is, it's when they say, "Oh, go have your own fun." Yeah, the thing is, I'll have fun with my friends, whatever I'm doing. You know what I mean? If we're playing Siege, Destiny, Turkey Towers, whatever the game may be, we'll have the fun. But whenever a developer turns around and says, "Oh, you know, you can make your own fun," that to me is a huge red light of saying they don't feel that their game has enough to keep you interested on your own. It's only good enough if you play it with other people. And no game, regardless of its genre, even MMORPGs should be at their best when you can play it with someone, but it shouldn't rely on the fact of you having someone. It's something which Destiny tried to do, where they said, we will make it so that you can have a good time on your own, but it's better with more people.
What the fuck is that?
Now, I wouldn't say they managed to do that entirely, but I liked the idea where they're going.
Alright.
Nice Innisphere. Oh, he's over there, around the corner.
Yep. Yeah, I get what you're coming from, and I get what you're saying. Still don't really agree with you on all counts, but
I get it. It's not really a popular opinion, to be honest.
Ooh.
It's just interesting to see
Yeah, there's.
how my tastes have changed as the industry's changed. Because going back 4 years ago, I would have turned around and said, I need more open world. I got what I wished for, and now I'm like, stop, I'm drowning.
Don't want any more open worlds. Yeah,
Please,
no.
stop pouring. As I'm spitting out chunks of disc.
Oh, they're securing
Oh, I'm
it.
the only one left?
Seems
Jesus.
so. You were just having your
I won't
fun
make
with the
that.
cameras.
Oh, I'm trying to... No, I won't make it. I won't make it in time.
Alright. Too far away, were you?
Yeah, I was. Ah, dang it. We lost.
Well, I do think it's been a very nice conversation about, or debate or whatever, about the open world thingy, and we have actually been talking about, well, stuff we've been gaming for this entire week, and also the open world thing, and it seemed kind of fitting, because we are on our 1 hour and 20 minutes now.
Yeah, we are. I'm 1 hour and 20 minutes into this thing, so I think we should wrap it up, right?
Okay.
It's
Or at
getting to
least
it.
if Blazing has something to add to his subject of the open worlds being sucky.
No, it's more just an industry comment that developers are going more and more towards make your own fun, which can be great sometimes, but it's to me it doesn't strike as developers thinking, oh hey, we'll give these people a good playground. They're thinking, oh wow, what minimizes our workload? You know, what's going to apply to the most people, rather than saying we'll put our abilities to good use.
Mhm.
Which is just it's just a depressing outlook on how I see the industry as a whole, and the developer outlook of how can we create something big where we can charge you microtransactions in. And it's just like, oh, I expect better of the industry. I expect more creativity, and it pisses me off because I feel like it's there, but it's just, or it was there even in the past, and it just feels like it's slowly becoming more and more grey.
Yeah, but that's because of the fact that there is more and more money to be made there.
Yeah, I mean, the AAA industry, you're looking at majority of them open world or that sort of style. Whereas when you look at indie, I play things like The Witness, Binding of Isaac, Tricky Towers. You got Rocket League, even if you want to go that far. I also play that's kind of indie. You got Darkest Dungeon, you got Hand of Fate, you got all these games which are pushing the envelope, and you got all the AAAs which are sitting in their nice, cozy, comfortable spot. And
Yeah, but
these are
I
people who
think
could
it.
turn around and make a really good game, really different.
Yep. And then that involves all about the money, because a AAA studio wouldn't necessarily go into the indie type of game because there is less money to be made there, and we all know Ubisoft isn't doing this because they love making games. No, they're doing this because they love making money. And
But they
where
used
is the
to.
money at? They used to correctly, but then they got to had to deal with shareholders and board members and and all that kind of crap. So they're selling out to what 90% of people, 90% of quote unquote gamers want to do, and that is open world. Which I
Oh
totally
no,
agree with you on the fact that
I completely understand, but I feel all AAA agents industries used to take bigger risks, and everyone's slowly taking less and less risks, and
yeah,
that's a disappointment.
yeah, because risk can result in loss, and a company that has to deal with stakeholders and shareholders, the majority of them don't really want want a big $1 million loss on their hands. Like, no, then your share is gonna be devalued or drop in value, and then you got bigger problems to worry about. So they are playing always. They will always be playing it safe, and that's dumb. Or no, that's not, maybe not dumb. It's the best word here. That's unfortunate. But I think that has to do with the fact that they just grew and grew and grew, and they made good games, and they made good games, and they made good games, and they slightly made worse games, and that declined to they make shitty games. Yeah, it
Oh,
all
no,
has to
I
do.
agree, and I understand the reasons. It's just sad.
Oh yeah, it is sad. And you would want to have a Ubisoft that or a division of Ubisoft that does all these type of loony
Oh,
indie
I'm an
games
idiot.
that has fun with it and has just fun with the genre or any genre and has fun with whatever they come up with and have make this wacky cool games. But yeah, they don't. And that's sad. Like you said, it's sad. I wish they did, but they don't. And
Oh,
and one day there will be another game developer who brings out a nice open world game where you're like, damn, this is the shit. This is what I want to play the rest of my life because I really enjoy this playing this open world game.
oh, definitely never gonna
But
happen for me in an open world. I
But I
can't
mean,
think
that's
of.
what stems to it. Is the best one could come out, but I've played so many of them. I'm sick of them, even if they
mhm.
were fantastic. And that you were saying?
it, by the way,
Oh,
do
no, no, but
you?
Nat, what were you gonna say?
Oh, sorry.
But I wasn't gonna say anything. That was it for me. I was just saying that would never be an open world game that would be so catchy to me that I would be, oh, this is the shit. It's never gonna be the shit for me. It's just nope.
Would you type Zelda as an open world game?
Oh yeah, okay. But I don't know.
I don't like Zelda.
You don't like Zelda? Alright.
I'm not really a Nintendo person, to be honest. The games don't really appeal to me. So, I
Alright.
mean, I don't think I don't know. Anything I'd be saying would be based on the kind of this is what I believe from other people.
Okay. Well, I pretty much like Zelda on the Game Boy. I had Zelda on the Game Boy and Mystic Quest on the Game Boy. Mystic Quest was, I think, a prequel to Final Fantasy, or it was kind of Final Fantasy but for the Game Boy, like the original Game Boy. And there was this huge open world where you can just roam around and go to dungeons and do stuff, and you can enter the dungeon and find your stuff there. And yeah, that was a fun game, and it had also these limitations where you couldn't go there. You could go, for instance, through a waterfall because you didn't have this item. But I think it would classify as an open world. It may be a very early version of the open world, but still. Oh, all
If
right.
you say so.
All right. Enough talk about open worlds and what we did today and all the other stuff. I think it's time to wrap it up. Like we said 10 minutes ago. Alright, yeah. Thank everybody for watching. Thanks everybody for watching. Thanks everybody for watching. And I had fun talking about open world games. I don't know what you think. You guys thought about it, but I thought it was an interesting subject.
It
I would
was.
love to. I would love to hear what other people are thinking about open world. So if you have any thoughts on that, put them down in the comments down below. If you just want to say hi, if there is anything else you want to say, or you just want to shout at us or for being terrible or whatever, and especially today in Rainbow Six, cause I couldn't hit for shit. Also put it down in the comments. If you like this video, give us a like. Yeah, that's it for me. I'm gonna sign off here. Thank you guys for watching. My name is Indusher, and I hope to see you next time.
Cool.
Yeah.
See you
Yeah.
guys all later. I'm sure you'll find all our stuff in the box below.
Yeah.
See you guys.
That's sorry. Yeah. I'm gonna put everything down below in
The
down
comment
below the
section.
video. No,
Fuck.
not the comment section. The description section.
The
Just in the
description.
Everything.
All
So
right.
if you look,
Every single thing about us, like about Blazing, about me, and about Net. So
yes.
yeah.
So if you have a little look down below, you should be able to see what that Innisfield will probably playing some Let's Plays of games. Nat will be doing a whole load of stuff, to be honest, from streaming all the way to Let's Plays, and I'll be probably squeezing something out if I'm be bothered.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
Hopefully.
everybody have a nice evening, and hopefully we'll see you next week.
Yeah.
Hasta la vista.
Bye.